welcome to another video. If you don't know me, my name is Court. Today we are doing a reading vlog slash reset video. Usually on my channel I do a full reset video or just a reading vlog, but today I wanted to switch it up and kind of combine the two. We read, discuss books, and all of the things to get ready for the month of May in this video. However, May is a pretty busy month for me. I have a few concerts I'm going to. I am flying home to Ohio to watch my brother graduate. There's just a lot going on in May, so I don't feel like I need a full reset. I might change my Kindle stickers. I'm definitely going to update my book journal, but that's really it. There's nothing major that I need to do to reset. I did a full Q1 reset. Make sure you go watch that in April. So I'm pretty much reset for right now. Maybe in June when I come back from being in Ohio, I'll need another big reset and we'll do one then. But for right now, I think I'm just going to change my Kindle stickers, do my book journal, update my Notion, just the usual monthly things that I do. Other than that, I wanted to combine that with reading some new releases. As you guys saw, I started Shield of Sparrows last night. This is Devney Perry's fantasy debut. It comes out May 6th. This has been high on my radar because it sounds really interesting. There is like 5 separate kingdoms that are in these kind of trade wars, and they're not like trade wars, they're just kind of at a calm standstill right now, but if something happens, wars can occur. And they're all kind of preparing for this great migration that's going to happen. And the migration is something that the gods of their world put upon them every so often. And these monsters that cause great like terror and destruction come during the migration. Mass paranoia and destruction and chaos ensue during this migration. So everyone's kind of just preparing and trading for that, and nobody really wants to start a war before the migration comes. So in the beginning of the book, we meet our main character, Odessa, and she is kind of the spare sister, even though she's the oldest, which is kind of interesting. Her younger sister is the main sister, and they call her the Sparrow because she is going to get married off to one of the other kingdoms in order to keep trade going and happy. So I'm only on chapter 3, like I'm really not that far into it, and I've already learned so much. There is a lot of world building. I'm not sure if this is a series or if this is just a standalone. I'm not sure, but there is a lot going on in the first 2 chapters of this book. Our main character, Odessa, feels like she's unnecessary in this world and doesn't really have a rhyme or reason to be there. We're about to see her sister get married off. However, this kingdom brought with them someone called the Guardian. I think this is on the back of the book. It's on the back of the book. It says, "Until the day an infamous monster hunter sailed to our shores, the day a prince walked into my father's throne room and ruined my life. The day I married a stranger, signed a magical treaty in blood, and set off across the continent to the most treacherous kingdom in all of the realm. That was the day I learned that not all myths are make-believe, that lies and legends are often the same, and that the only way to kill the monsters we fear was to become one." We're about to see her sister get married off to one of their, I'm not sure if it's a guard or their actual prince, but that's going to happen, and then they brought along with them a monster hunter, and I'm assuming that Odessa is about to get married off to him, even though she's betrothed to someone else. That's where I'm at right now. I don't want to give too much away, but that's just the first 2 chapters. I'm going to read some more and then maybe do my Kindle stickers, you know, just have a little relaxing bookish weekend at home. So I hope you enjoy, and I'm going to get back to reading and I'll be back later with an update. Hi, I'm here with some book mail. I figured I'd open it on camera since this is like an ultimate book video. So I have 2 Amazon packages, and then I also have my Owl Crate subscription box, which I already opened it because I was impatient and I got it yesterday. Yesterday was actually a nightmare. My car is broken and I spent all day trying to fix it and it's still broken. So this came yesterday, and it's my Owl Crate adult subscription for the month of April. I don't know which one this is. If you watch my April wrap up, you know that this book really confused me. I don't know if I'm going to keep this or try to trade it for something else, but I'll show you what it looks like. I didn't hate this book, but it confused me and it wasn't my absolute favorite. So still undecided if I'm going to try to trade this or keep it. Not sure, but she is stunning. I love the sprayed edges. I love the naked hardcover and the art. Amazingly done. I loved how the artist portrayed this family because they're crazy and this book is crazy. So well done to the artist. Now let's open some Amazon packages. This is The Exorcism of Fairies. It's a dark academia novel by J.L. Vampa. I saw Bailey's Bookshelf put this on her May TBR, and I am a fiend for dark academia. This is tick flick tick, the clock keeps time with the candle until they all get sick. She is the daughter of morticians studying botany at Trinity College, Dublin. He is a professor of morbid anatomy, and the Fae are possessing the good people of Dublin with flora. Tick, flick, tick. The clock keeps time with the candle until they all get sick. Wax slides down the gilded stick, and the Fae invade with bramble. That's all I needed to know. I'm super excited. This cover is stunning. The art inside is stunning. I'm super excited to get to this. I love a good dark academia university setting. I think it's also professor-student, which I'm getting a little bit more into after Nocticadia, so I'm excited to try this one, and I saw Bailey raving about it, so had to get it, and I'm excited to read it. We also have House of Sky and Breath. I recently just finished Crescent City 1, House of Earth and Blood, and now it is time for book 2. I'm reading this with some of my very best friends. We are buddy reading this series. I am so excited. I rated the first one 4.5 stars. I didn't do a reading vlog on it. You'll have to wait for all my thoughts in my May wrap up, but I really enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying this series. I hope this lives up to the first one. I've heard some mixed reviews on the rest of the series, but I'm really excited to continue, and I'm really excited to be back in this world. So obviously, had to get this one because this is the one that we're on, and this will be read very, very soon. Now, for a little update on Shield of Sparrows, I didn't get very far because I didn't get to read yesterday because of my car issues. I'm only on page 65, but I'm hooked, and I'm really enjoying it. She's just about to go to the other kingdom. That is where I'm at. I am super excited to continue. I cannot wait to sit down later and read the rest of this. I'm very, very excited. I am loving all of the people at play in this book. Some of them are very, very mysterious, and I like that a lot. I'm going to go continue reading this, and I'll be back later with more. So it's definitely been a few days. My car broke down, my dryer broke, and I am now semi-working from home. So I haven't gotten a lot of reading done or anything, but things are looking up, possibly. I had a really good weekend. We went and saw The Weeknd this weekend. It was so much fun. The concert hangover depression is real. I had so much fun at the concert. I loved it. It was so surreal. It was so much fun. I had the best time, and I went with my boyfriend. We had so much fun. Highly recommend going to see The Weeknd. It was amazing. We had so much fun. The hangover is real though. So now I'm going to get back into doing all of the reset things that I should have been doing instead of my life going to chaos, literally. So I'm gonna do my book journal. I printed everything out that I needed for my book journal to go ahead and do it. So I think I'm gonna sit here and listen to Shield of Sparrows because it is now out. And I've just wanted to come sit and read that book, but I haven't had the time to read. But I've been wanting to finish that book, and so I think I'm going to listen to it while I do my book journal because it'll give me time to do both of those things. And I found it on Libby. It's available now from my library, so two birds, one stone. Because I'm really invested in the story, but I haven't had time to read because of all the things that have been going on. So I think that's what we're about to do together, my book journal, and I'm going to listen to a little bit more of Shield of Sparrows. I did get a good chunk of the way through this book. I'm on chapter 33, page 272. I think there's only like 500, there's like 502 pages, so I'm a little over halfway through this. So I'm hoping to get a little bit more read while I do my book journal. I am really liking this so far. I really, really like how slow burn it is. It doesn't thrust you into the, I hate that I use the word thrust. It doesn't throw you into the romance. It just gives you time to learn the world and what's going on with the Shield of Sparrows, because it is a magical contract in this book. So you're learning a lot about that and a lot about the new country. I don't think it's a country, it's like a kingdom that she's going to on this continent because she's from a different kingdom. You get to learn all of that before you're really thrown into this romance and all of the twists and turns and different things that are happening. And I really like how much is put into the monster hunting portion. Like, they're not out there like hunting monsters, and we don't get to see much of that like right this second because they leave her behind. But I think we're going to get to a point where she can hold her own and go with them, or something's going to happen where they are under attack and she's going to help defend their kingdom. So I'm really excited to see that because that's cool. And we love girl bosses. Excited to get to that part. I'm really looking forward to continuing this. I just haven't in a few days, and I'm so excited to jump back into this. We will be jumping back into that, but first, I have a little bit of book mail that I want to open with you guys. I got 4 packages here, so let's just open some of these real quick together. So first, I've already opened these because I'm impatient, and I had to make sure they were on books. My first is a Pango order. I've been selling books on Pango and then using the money that I've sold books for to buy more books instead of cashing out the money on Pango. But the first one I got is Normal People by Sally Rooney. I have heard that if you need something literary that is going to hurt your feelings, read this. When I bought this, I was really in my feeling, and now I'm not. So I don't think I'm going to read this anytime soon. But for that moment when I need something, this is going to be read. It's fairly short, and the text is pretty big. I've heard mixed reviews on this, but it's one of those books that I hear a lot about, so I want to form my own opinion. And I think there's a show. Yeah, there's a show on Hulu. I want to read this so I can watch the show. I love the contrast of the cover. So cute. It is about Connell and Marianne. They grew up in the same small town, but the similarities in there. At school, Connell is popular and well liked, while Marianne is a loner. But when the two strike up a conversation, awkward but electrifying, something life changing begins. Normal People is the story of mutual fascination, friendship, and love. It takes us from that first conversation to years beyond in the company of two people who try to stay apart but find that they can't. Yeah. Really excited for that one. Then we got some book mail from Amara, which is an Entangled branch from Entangled. So we have Not So Nice Guy. This cover is screaming color and like vibrancy, and it's just kind of cute, and I really like it. It's called Not So Nice Guy, a sexy rom-com by R.S. Gray. The unputdownable friends to lovers rom-com that will have you kicking your feet. I don't really want to read the whole blurb. They're extremely close, stuck so deep inside a Jim and Pam style friend zone. My boyfriend's favorite show is The Office. He showed me The Office, so that's kind of cute. This one looks really cute. I'm really excited to put this on my TBR. Not sponsored, but my book of the month. Because, listen, I'm nothing if not a trend follower. So, we'll be reading Silver Elite. This is blowing up on TikTok right now. I've heard very mixed reviews. I also really like these sprayed edges that match the cover. So, we will be reading this and forming our own opinion. I've heard lots of mixed reviews on this. It's supposed to be like a romance dystopian type book. So we'll see. I'm not even sure like what is really going on. It's the first in a sizzling dystopian romance series. Psychic gifts are a death sentence and there are rules to survival. Trust no one, lie to everyone, and whatever you do, don't fall for your greatest enemy. It sounds interesting. And from what I've heard, people are comparing it to Divergent. We're just gonna have to read that like immediately, I think. And then finally, we have another Pango order, and it is 2 books. that I got to read the rest of the series because the first book is on my TBR this month. So I got these hoping that I'd read that off my TBR. So we have Exodus and The Finish Line, which are books 2 and 3 in the Ravenhood trilogy. I have Flock over there on my TBR for the month of May. So I might just do a reading vlog of all 3 of these. I have heard really, really good things about this series, and I found these on Pengo for fairly cheap, so why not? So here's my book mail. I'm gonna go put these over there. We'll organize the cart later, the shelves later. Right now, I'm going to get back into this book and do my book journal. So I'll be back with a Shield of Sparrows update, perhaps, and maybe a finished book journal if I get that done too. We'll see how much I get done. I've been very unmotivated because I've done nothing the past few days except worry about all the things that are breaking. We'll see what happens. Let's go over my book journal that I finished making. This hasn't changed. I added The Bright Years as my favorite April read, which it's literally my favorite of the year, so that had to go there. For my book club pick, we read Say You'll Remember Me, so that went in that spot. In my 25 for 2025, I crossed out Wild and Wrangled and Daisy Jones and the Six. I think those are the only 2 in April that I read, but hopefully I'll read a bit more in the coming months because we have lots of blank spaces to fill. My A to Z challenge, I did fill in Gifted and Talented, Julie Chan is Dead, and Yours Truly. So got a few off of there. We're making good progress in the A to Z challenge. The 12 racks from 12 friends, I did add my 4 stars for variation because I did read my 12 racks from 12 friends, which was variation in the month of April. And I think the only thing I crossed off was under 300 pages because I didn't do a lot. I have a 5-star, but I'm waiting for a very specific book to hopefully color that one in. And I have read a buddy read, but I finished it in May, so I can't color that one in yet. So there's a few that I have done, but I'm waiting because I want it to be a specific thing. And then we move on to my spring TBR. I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books on my spring TBR in the month of April. So that's a good start to my spring TBR. I'm hoping to get to a lot more of these in the month of May and the start of June. So hopefully we'll have a lot more of these crossed off when spring ends. And then we get into my April spreads. As you guys know, if you've seen my videos before, I like to keep this very, very simple. And then I have my TBR pages. These are all the books that were on my TBR in the month of April. Did I read them? Maybe, maybe not. You'll have to flip the page to see. In the month of April, these are the books that I read that were not 5 stars. Any book on the just reads page is books I read in that month, but they were not 5 stars. Books that I actually make spreads for, like this, are 5-star books. So any that I make spreads for are either 5-star or just ones I want to make spreads for. But in this journal specifically, every spread that I've made has been a 5-star, and that's just the way it's happened in this specific journal. So I'm just sticking to it, and that's the way it's going now. So we have my Yours Truly spread. I'm obsessed with this. I think it's so cute. I love this book, and I just really love how cutie this turned out. Then we have my Daisy Jones and the Six spread. This one's probably my favorite spread in the journal for April. I just really like how this turned out. It's like chaotic, like the book, but it's also got everything that is reminiscent of the book, and it just is so cool. It just looks so good to me. Enchantra, I love this thread. I added a little wax seal because it just felt right, and I just am obsessed with this book. The character art, I'm obsessed. I cannot wait to be back in this world. I love this world so much. I love staring at this spread. Then we have my Bright Ears spread. This is obviously my favorite of the month, so it had to get a spread. This has so many hidden meanings. If you've read the book, there's a lot of hidden meanings in this spread, and I really like that I was able to capture that in this. So I know what it means. It looks very beautiful, kind of like the cover. It looks very beautiful, but it has a lot of deeper meanings, and I am obsessed with how this turned out. And as always, at the end of every journal month entry, I have my wrap up with the total books, total pages, genre breakdown formats, and average rating. And that's it. We'll be back very soon because it's already May, 17th, 18th? So we'll be back very soon to do our May spreads. I am now here to give you my final review and rating on Shield of Sparrows. I did finish this, and then I finished my reading journal a little bit later. This video has been very chaotic. I was supposed to read 2 books in this video, but with everything happening with my car and just kind of life getting in the way, and then I got sick, I've been pushing this video off, and I haven't been really reading because I got into a reading slump. And so we're just gonna read this one book, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. The other book I was going to read in this video will be in my next reading vlog. So you'll still get a reading vlog on it, but it won't be in this video. I'm really sorry about that, but I want to get this reset kind of video out for you guys. This ultimate bookish type video out for you guys. And I want to have my April stuff wrapped up since we're already more than halfway through May, like my book journal and stuff like that. So it's been very chaotic, but I'm gonna give you my final rating and my thoughts on Shield of Sparrows. So let's do that. This I was lucky enough to get an advanced copy of. I ended up finishing it a little bit later because of just life getting in the way, etc., etc. You guys have heard me talking about it. However, I have wanted to pick this up. I wanted to be reading this. This book really kept my attention. It really had me hooked. I really liked our main characters and the world. And the way that we found out things little by little, it was very hard to guess where this book was going, in my personal opinion. And I like that in books, especially fantasy books with new worlds, because I like when there's things that's adding up. This is going to be a series, so in book 3 there will probably be a callback to something that happens in this book, and I love when things like that happen in fantasy books and they're so fleshed out and thought out and thorough. I love it. I gave this a 4.5, very very close to a 5-star. I like the princess turned heroine, enemies to lovers. It's very good. It's a fantasy debut. I feel like it would have been 5 stars if I was able to read it all the way through and didn't have to keep stopping because of life things. So that's on me, not on the book. I think this book is very, very good. It's very fun. It's very bingeable, and it's got so many of the fun normal fantasy things that fantasy readers love. I think if you're new to fantasy, this is a good place to start in fantasy. However, this is the first in a series and we don't have anything else. So that's a negative. I cannot wait to be back in this world. I cannot wait to see what happens with this book and with our characters. Literally have no clue where it's going to go. And I love when a book is like that. And I love when a series is like that because I genuinely have no clue what's going to happen next. And I absolutely love it. 4.5, I highly recommend this. It is very, very good. Our characters are very, very fun to be in their head. It was just amazing. And the way we found out things little by little, I hope the rest of the series continues like that. It has the potential to be a very fun, fast paced, high stakes fantasy series that I will think about and obsess over, like Fourth Wing. Except not dragon school, but like high kingdoms and treaties and wars and monsters. Yeah, great time. 4.5 stars, absolutely loved it. And that is where we're going to wrap up this video and this video off. It's been a chaotic little bit, but we got some book mail, we read a book, we did my book journal. I mean, I don't really know what else we've done, but I literally can't remember. But May is just a busy month for me because I'm going to Ohio for my brother's graduation and I am getting over being sick and everything breaking and just everything. I am ready for a break. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe. I will have a lot of reading vlogs coming for you very, very soon. I hope you look forward to those. And if you want to find me anywhere else on the internet, all my socials are linked in the description below. And I'll hopefully see you guys in my next video. Bye.